Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading for November. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. I'm primarily a love reader. That's what I'm going to focus on. If anything else pops up, I will address it, of course. This wanted to show up. All right. We're going to be doing a past, present, future, starting off with some oracle cards. Towards the end of the reading, I will be rolling some dice to get some initials and sun signs and angel numbers for you. So make sure you stick around for that. Aircraft flying overhead. Some of you may be traveling, maybe wanting to travel. Do it. Mercury is still not in its shadow period before it goes retrograde. When? Sometime in December. So you're good to go. In the recent past, we have the Painter. How stunning are these cards? We have productivity and creation. I'm getting 3 and 10 of Pentacles. It's like you wanted to create something for yourself. You wanted to almost paint this beautiful picture for your life. I'm not getting a but just yet. We will see. It's like you were taking matters into your own hands here, Gemini. Beautiful. Ace of Pentacles, and the universe was supporting this. Whether this was in your career or in your love life. Funny. I wasn't sure if this was going to turn into a career reading, and then the lovers showed up. With the moon, powerful start. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star with the 2 of Cups, Queen of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. I'm suddenly getting, for some of you, there was a third party. The Queen of Wands is usually a third party card for me, especially with the 5 of Pentacles after it. But we will talk about that later. Now, this productivity, this idea that you had for your life, right? This picture that you wanted to paint. An offer came in, an offer of love. An offer that was deeply emotional. The moon can talk about fears and trauma and all of that, but I'm not getting that here. I'm getting that the moon represents depth of feeling, depth of emotion. This carried promise. Maybe it still does. I don't know. I'm not going to be a pessimist here. Let's clarify. There's a lot of love, or there was a lot of love in this situation, and there was a most definite promise. Most definite promise. The Sun, it carried a lot of happiness, a lot of joy for you. I wasn't getting a but now I am. Some of you could just be dealing with a Capricorn, right? The Devil could just represent a Capricorn. Keep that in mind. If not, you see the light and the shadow, the Sun and the Devil. That's light and darkness. You witnessed the darkness in somebody. You witnessed the shadow that this relationship carried for you. Now, we had 2 eclipses. I'm still recording at the end of October, right before the last eclipse. So this energy is still playing out. And if you're watching this now, you will be feeling it, most definitely. These eclipses have given us reality checks, right? And I know this from experience, personal experience and experience of clients. A lot of things that were hidden, which is why the moon could be here. A lot of things that were hidden bubbled up to the surface to be addressed. Whether this was somebody else's past trauma that could be interfering with this perfect picture that you have had planned for yourself, or it's your own trauma that could be getting in the way. Sometimes when we have been through hardship, that becomes the template of our life, right? We just keep orchestrating, we keep moving forward and executing things and making decisions from that hurt place, from that traumatized place. Not realizing that if we keep following that same template, we're going to keep creating more issues for ourselves. If this wasn't you, if this was the other person carrying that shadow. The King of Swords wanted to show up. For some of you, for a very small number of you, you cut this person out of your life. Because while there's love here, while there was a beautiful promise, while there was sunshine and light and love and joy in this situation, for some of you, this devil carried way too much darkness for you to digest. Because it may have triggered your own trauma. It may have triggered abandonment wounds for some of you. It's possible that this person wasn't entirely there. The promise was there, yes, but promises are not tangible, right? I feel like there was no tangibility in this connection. The Queen of Wands and the Five of Pentacles is rolling around in my head over and over again. If there was a third party situation, the devil can talk about that. The Lovers was originally called the Choice. If there was a third party situation and you were made to feel like an option, I feel like you took matters into your own hands. I'm going to get another card right here. I have the Fool. And some of you decided to, well, start a new adventure of your own. The Three of Cups and the Chariot with the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. I'm getting a little bit of frivolousness here. I can't shake it, even though the cards are absolutely wonderful. I'm getting that this painting that you had envisioned for your life, it's like you were carrying the brush. You had a beautiful palette set out in front of you, but someone kept adding more black to your palette. You know what I mean? We will see. Let's pull the present. The Enchanter, Deception and Trickery. I was hoping this would be a lighter reading, but after those eclipses, yeah, the energy is volatile, it is deep, it is difficult. Two aces right under each other. Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. But then, that is the deception. The Five of Swords. Why do people do this? The Three of Pentacles. I feel like this had so much potential. It still does. It still has a lot of potential. But there's almost this short-sightedness. There's a self-sabotaging kind of energy. The Ace of Wands is wonderful, don't get me wrong. But the Ace of Wands is passion. This is like lighting a match in a storm. That execution is there, right? That spark is there. That friction is there. But you're lighting it in a storm. It's going to blow out in seconds. I love the Ace of Pentacles because it's a seed. It's protected under the soil. It has promise to grow into something beautiful. The Ace of Wands is not my favorite ace. I wouldn't be surprised. Ten of Swords. King of Wands. I wouldn't be surprised if this person comes back with a little more deception. And they could come back with energy that is, I don't know what words I can say on YouTube and what words I can't. With sensuality, overstability. I have the King and the Queen of Wands. I don't want that energy for you. I would have rather seen Pentacles or even Swords, right? I don't want Wands for you, at least not right now, because the energy is very volatile and it has been in the past. I feel like this person is coming around in very deceptive ways. The Three of Pentacles is not my favorite card right here. I feel like there are too many people involved in this situation. That promise that we had earlier, the promise that was maybe broken, I don't see them trying to rebuild that. Trust. At least not yet. The Ace of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I like that. I love the Ace of Swords, especially for you. The template that we were talking about earlier, where you may have accepted that darkness because, well, you thought it was a part of you. You thought that that is what your life was going to be. that the painting that you were creating needed to have a lot of black, right? Feel like that template is changing. How you are investing in the people around you, how you're investing in yourself, the truth that you're following now has changed. And you're not catering to trickery anymore. This is Archangel Michael's sword of truth. There is absolutely no trickery, no deception here. You're speaking from the heart. And some of you are building boundaries. You're creating boundaries where you earlier may have had none. The Wheel of Fortune wanted to show itself. I'm going to put it back. If it wants to show up again, it will. The Five of Wands with the Five of Swords. I don't like this person's energy, Gemini. I don't like this person's energy. The Seven of Swords. I wouldn't accept them while they're coming in like this. No way. It wanted to come back. I love it when this happens. The Wheel of Fortune with the Three of Pentacles. And the Chariot. I feel like some of you lack a sense of direction right now. Queen of Swords. Some of you may be lacking a sense of direction right now, but you need to have faith and trust the universe that the right path will be shown to you. With the Fool doesn't have a sense of direction, right? Earlier, it's almost like some of you may have felt overwhelmed with all of these energies, right? And you just wanted to get out of there. You just wanted to feel better, right? And I do this sometimes when I'm overwhelmed. The first thing I want to do is I want to travel. And I say, I don't care where I'm going. I just need to get out of here. There's no sense of direction there. It is just an impulsive reaction to pain, right? I feel like that is changing here. There is a sense of direction now. There's a sense of purpose now. And I feel like that is coming because that was the last straw for you. This person not changing their ways and still coming in with the Ace of Wands. Coming in with the Five of Wands, with conflict, with sabotage, with trickery, with the Seven of Swords. It's given you a sense of purpose and direction. That you don't want to be here. So you know exactly where else you'd rather be. You're finally seeing the painting for what it should have been all along. Does that make sense? Sometimes relationships up. I'm not saying this is the end, right? I'm going to get to it. But this is just a chapter that you need to read very thoroughly in the book of your life. Sometimes when people come into our lives to cause pain, to help us face our fears and our shadows and our traumas and all of that with the Moon card, it can show us where we have unconsciously created that, manifested that into our life. The template that I was talking about, right? That is when you realize what path it is that you'd rather follow. If you hadn't been shown all of that trauma, all of those thorns, you wouldn't have realized that all you needed was petals. Does that make sense? The nodes of the moon have shifted into Aries and Libra. There is a stark contrast that we are focusing on now between the Arian individuality, autonomy, right, versus the Libran relationship and connection side of things, of life, where we find more peace, where we find more contentment, whether it's by ourselves, at least for now, till the nodes are in Aries and Libra. If we find more power and happiness by ourselves, it's better to focus on that part of our life rather than investing in relationships that are just bleeding us dry. That could be the sense of purpose and direction that you need. I'm not saying you're going to be single for the rest of your life. I'm not saying that you're not going to have love. No. But sometimes we need to take a step back, and I feel like you're doing that. You've seen everything you needed to see. I'm going to be pulling another row here. You see how this blob is right in the heart of your reading. This deception, this trickery, this conflict. And all that is doing is, it is making you embrace your truth. It is making you embrace boundaries. It is making you realize that sometimes the Ten of Swords is needed. This is rock bottom. It is needed You need to experience this before this Ten of Swords can reset into an Ace, which is clarity of thought, which is pure light. This person did a bloody number on you. I wouldn't have expected it after the past reading. We have the Herald, small regrets and longing. I wonder who that's for. I don't wonder, I know who that's for. Small regrets and longing. The Six of Wands, Temperance. Okay, that was a crazy flip, and the Emperor has been showing up a lot, particularly because of that eclipse in the corner. Bottom of the deck, interestingly, we have the Empress. I'm so tired, Gemini, of this theme in readings. The minute you stand up for yourself, the minute you form those boundaries, the minute you embrace your truth, the minute you distance yourself from a person, there's like, oh my goodness, where did Gemini go? Oh my goodness, I'm regretting this. Oh my goodness, there's so much longing here. Oh my goodness, why did I do what I did? This person has a lot of growing up to do. And I feel like your energy has been all over the place, because this person they couldn't stabilize their own life. Forget the relationship. Now they want to come in seeking victory, wanting to be seen. They want to come in to bring equilibrium and balance. They want you to show up and themselves to show up as each other's divine counterparts, with the Emperor and the Empress, regardless of gender. Now there's love, unconditional love that wants to be expressed. Nine of Cups, you are a wish fulfilled, you are there happily ever after. The Two of Cups, this is a divine connection. Gemini, it is. Alright, I'm not going to be a cynic. I'm not going to say that, you shouldn't take this person back or whatever. At least in the present moment, hell no. Hell no. In the future, regret can be a very powerful instigator for change. And I see it being that instigator for this person. You remember I spoke about the nodes. Are you happier alone? Are you happier in a relationship? I feel like most of you would say you're happier by yourselves. But if this person in the future asks themselves this question, if they're happier alone or happier with you, they're happier with you. That's the difference between you two. That is the maturity level, the difference in the maturity level between you two. This person can become highly codependent. I don't see you becoming codependent anymore. The Devil is the peak of codependency. I feel like you've been there, you've done that. I wish I had seen a Four of Swords here, right? But I do have the Strength card, I do have Temperance, I have the Two of Swords with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Swords. This person has a little more growing up to do. But while the intention earlier wasn't the best, I do see that changing. I do see the loss of you triggering this person into changing their ways and finally dissolving the shadow that they brought into the relationship. Removing the black from your palette and adding more color. Adding to your life instead of taking away from it. You know what I mean? It's like now they want to sit on the same stool in front of the same canvas and help you paint that beautiful picture. This is absolutely wonderful energy. Yeah, that's regret right there. This is the regret that's bringing them in. The Emperor, the Empress with the Two of Cups. They realize that you are it. You are it for them. but you need to stand up for yourself. You need to find your purpose and your direction first, Gemini. That is the only way this person will be able to find their own. Because I feel like right now you're just going to bring each other down. Future is absolutely beautiful. It really is. Let's talk about the signs. We have Leo, Capricorn, Gemini, Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, Sagittarius and Aries. That's quite a bit. And we have Taurus with Libra and Leo. We have every single sign. But either way, let's see. Let's get some dice out. Okay, the Two of Swords wants to keep showing up. Be wary of the eclipses, Gemini. Alright? I feel like they're going to show you answers more than any other lunation ever has. These eclipses are very powerful. Right? Keep a dream journal. Your subconscious mind may be trying to speak to you. But with the Strength card and the Queen of Cups, I'm feeling like unconditional love that was missing in this connection is going to be brought back. Alright, we have Venus. Interesting. Venus is the planet of love. What is Venus doing right now? It is direct, thankfully. Venus is moving into Libra on the 4th. No, on the 8th, pardon me, on the 8th of November. Venus moving into its home sign of Libra, it is the happiest there, right? Libra is ruled by Venus. I feel like with the South Node and Venus being together, it's going to be easier for us to digest trauma. It's going to be easier for us to understand what we want in our relationships and what we don't. The planets will be helping us, almost with like a hand on our back, right? We won't be making these difficult decisions alone. The planets will be supporting it. But Venus being the planet of love, I feel like, and the lovers right here, if love has taken a backseat in your life, not for too long. We have the number 5. This could indicate the 5th house. It could indicate heavy Leo placements for you or for your person. But the 5th house talks about romance, creativity, productivity, right? It talks about play, dating, friendships. Create something, whether it's a poem or it's finger painting or it's paintballing or whatever. Go out and do something to refresh your solar plexus chakra, right? And if you've been seeing 555 a lot, that talks about changes and something new coming in. No shit. These eclipses are going to turn our lives around for the better. Those changes may be extremely difficult to deal with in the current moment, but after they're through, we'll be grateful for those changes. And then we have Pisces. You may be dealing with the Pisces. You may have Pisces heavily in your chart. Doesn't have to be, but this is Neptunian energy, right? Pisces, let me see what's happening. We have Saturn and Neptune retrograding in Pisces right now. So with these two planets retrograding in Pisces, it can be difficult for us to tap into our intuition. But the good news is November 4th, Saturn is moving direct. And when that happens, it can be easier for us to reconnect with our faith, to reconnect with our intuition, to reconnect with our subconscious minds, right? And you can be a highly intuitive sign, Gemini, if you just allow yourself. I know you operate more from logic, from your mind, from your wit and intellect. But if you allow yourself to go a little bit deeper, whether it's in deep meditation or it's lucid dreaming or whatever, if you allow yourself to connect with your subconscious mind just a little more, you can be absolutely unstoppable. The answers that you may have come here for, to this reading, you may not need it. You may not need to open YouTube at all for tarot readings, right? They'll all be within you because we carry that ancestral wisdom, whether we realize it or we don't. But once we arm ourselves with the power to unlock that wisdom, we don't need psychics, we don't need tarot readers, we don't need astrologers, we only need our own minds. All right, we have the letters Y, D, E, K, S, C, and C again. These could be your initials, these could be the initials of the person you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be, but just a special mention for those of you who've seen your initials here today. All right, Gemini, I hope this helped. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.